Hello and welcome to IFA 2013. We're back here at Panasonic and we're going to show you this big Panasonic booth here at IFA. I say it's a booth, it's actually more like a hall, and it's full of all the latest technology for the home, for the entertainment, and for things like beauty, cookery, everything you'd want to see. This hour we're going to be concentrating on the TV technology, the Viera TV, but we'll welcome any questions you've got. And my name's Mike. I'm going to be your Infotar for today, your Infotar, and you're going to see through my eyes what's happening on the booth. So you're going to be a virtual guest here at IFA. And the way you're going to do that is this camera here. This is the Panasonic A100, and you're going to be seeing exactly what I see through this camera. So you can direct me, you can tell me where to go, that's literally. And Neil, why don't you tell them exactly how they can tell us where to go?
Okay guys, you've got Michael who's going to be your Infotar. Just below this screen you will notice what's your mission. So this is what you would like to see, or what you would like Mike to go and show you guys live. So if you pop in your mission just below, Michael will do everything he can to make that happen. We also have an expert backstage, so you can use hashtag Panasonic IFA expert to keep in contact and ask all those questions. So Mike, should we start having a look around?
Yeah, let's go. Let's hear. And you'll probably notice straight away it's very busy here. We're right in the middle of the afternoon here at IFA. It's one of the biggest electronic shows in the world. Let me start off by showing you what happens when you first walk into the Panasonic booth to give you the full experience. So I'll go towards the entrance, and here it is, this incredible display of a whole bank, a wall of 4K televisions greeting you as you come into the show.
So Michael, we've already had a question in. And the first question is, show me the 4K TV.
Okay, well here they are, here's the 4K TVs. We'll show you in a bit more detail, I think. Let's go over to the more specialist area here and we can have a look at the brand new model. So this is Panasonic's first ever 4K TV. This is the WT600. It's a 65-inch screen, LED technology, and it's not just a prototype, it will be available to buy within the next month or so. Check your local area. Now, Panasonic weren't the first to launch a 4K TV, but what we've done is made sure that we've incorporated a lot of crucial technology, including things like HDMI 2.0, which means that it's going to be compatible with all the new formats of HD when they come along, particularly Blu-ray, whatever happens there. So that's, in a nutshell, the WT600, but I'm sure we'll be returning to 4K throughout the hour.
Okay, brilliant. David, thank you for that question. That one was from a David T. Our next question, funny enough, is from David J. He'd like to know the price, Mike, of the WT600.
Okay, well, like I said, it's going to be available in the next month or so. It's 65-inch TV, it's a premium TV, so it will be towards the top of the range. Now, obviously, with exchange rates and fluctuations, you're always best to check locally the prices. Panasonic don't give out a set price, it will differ from retailer to retailer. But the best place I tell you they can look is go to your local Panasonic website, so the Panasonic for your country, and many of them have online stores. So you'll get an idea of the price there and you can shop around from that point.
Okay, thank you. Michael, next question straight away is from Peter. Please show me the new TVs.
Okay, well, we've just shown you the 4K TV, so perhaps if I just wander along here, I'll walk sideways so you can get a good view. At IFA, we've got very nearly the full range of Panasonic TVs for 2013, 2014. Many of these TVs were only launched as recently as April or May, and a full range of plasma and LED. And in this center area here, which we'll be probably coming back to as we go through the day, we've got an emphasis on all our smart functions. So things like my home screen, face recognition, voice recognition, our app, our smartphone app, and even, as you can see here, this gentleman's demonstrating, an electronic touch pen. So you can take photos, give yourself a nice heavy eyebrow, and yeah, see what you look like with that full moustache. So we've got the full range of TVs, and if there's any specific questions about any of these, please send them in.
Yes, definitely, guys. Please keep in those questions coming in. Right, next question, Mike, is from Jan. Can you please play Project Cars? I want to see it.
Can we play Project Cars? Let's have a look. Project Cars, by the way, let's explain what that is first of all. It is a 4K PC game. So with 4K TV, you've got the possibility of playing 4K games, so games with 4 times the resolution of high definition.
Sorry to jump in there, Mike, but it's quite a big queue. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Being an Infotar,
yes,
we will go get one of our special backstage passes, and as soon as we get that, we'll get straight in the car to show that. So that's a question we'll definitely come back.
We'll show them the other online game, the other 4K game we're showing them right now. And that is, yeah, you can probably see here all the people queuing and waiting to take their turn in the simulator. So we won't annoy them just yet, but what we'll do is we'll show you the quality of 4K gaming, because over here we've got clips from Final Fantasy XIV. So many of you will be familiar with the Final Fantasy franchise, one of the top gaming franchises over the years, and this is the latest 4K iteration. So what you're getting here is beautiful graphics, incredible detail. It's almost overwhelming. I'm stood no more than an arm's length away from this, and yet the detail is phenomenal and sharp, and it's really going to take your gaming to a whole new level. So some of you might be thinking, well, what do I need to get this kind of gaming? Well, the WT 600 is compatible with DisplayPort 1.2a. So that's a connection that's already on many top-end gaming PCs and top-end Macs. So you may already have the capability to play these kind of graphics. Obviously your run-of-the-mill laptop probably won't be capable of this just yet, but we're ready for the future when you're ready to show these type of graphics.
So again, picture quality leading the way. Right, Mike, on to the next question. This one's from Hazel. She'd like you to find her a smart 3D TV, minimum 42 inch.
Okay, so a smart TV. So let's show you a smart TV. Was it Hazel that we're looking for?
Yes, it's Hazel we're looking for, Michael, and a good smart 3D TV.
Okay.
Minimum 42 inch.
Well, the great thing is that you've got a lot of choice there, Hazel. You've got any TV model number that you see from Panasonic that has a T in the number, so like ET, FT, DT, that will be a 3D TV. The T stands for 3D. And then smart, well, again, we have a whole range of smart TVs. In fact, if I just pull back and you can perhaps see a wide shot of all of these TVs, every single one of them is a smart TV, and many of them are above 42 inches. So perhaps if we show Hazel some of the smart functions, she'll get an idea of what we mean by smart. Well, smart includes My Home Screen. And My Home Screen is our signature feature for television. Because what you're getting is not just turn on the TV, there's your TV, and if you want some apps, you press an apps button. You're getting your internet content, your favorite sites, your favorite applications built into your home screen. So here is a home screen set up for a sports fan with sports news here, links, schedules for Eurosport down one side. Here's a home screen for a movie fan with movie downloads. Here's one for French TV, and one that everyone will be familiar with, YouTube. So you've got the latest trending sites on YouTube, some YouTube channels down the bottom there. So in terms of smart Viera, we've got a whole range of things that Hazel and other people can enjoy. In fact, this big stage here, we're doing demonstrations of smart every quarter of an hour. So maybe we'll come back here in a few minutes and see what's happening.
Okay, thank you, Michael. The next one is from Jonas. I want to see a demo with one Panasonic tablet. I'm interested in how the applications work and what operating system. So I think here we're relating back to the 4K tablet, Michael, and kind of the operating systems and some of the quality that the product's going to deliver.
Yeah. So for this we need to head back into our 4K area, and Jonas was talking there about the 4K tablet, and this is a product that's got a lot of attention this week because it's a brand new product that we're bringing to market. It's the first ever tablet that's got this 4K resolution. So that's an incredible amount of detail on quite a small tablet. It's a 20-inch tablet. So we've been looking at 4K so far on a 65-inch TV. Now we're going to look at 4K on a 20-inch tablet that you can hold in your hand. In fact, the young lady here is demonstrating one possible use for it, which is as an architect. You could have very detailed drawings and use this brand new touch pen, this very precise touch pen, and mark up your architect plans on there. You might have, and let me just show you the weight of it, the thinness of it. So it's a professional product, but really it's very simple to use. So in addition to architects and maybe engineers, it might be used by photographers, it might be used by galleries, by museums. This is a great demonstration. Here we've got a photo. I can zoom in, look at the clarity in 4K. I can go to all different angles, I can examine it, come back out again. I can go at the top, zoom in. So you imagine a professional photographer using this would be able to get incredible feedback on his photo results. So that's the 4K tablet. It is going to be a professional product, so it will be sold by our Toughbook division, our PC division, rather than consumer, but it will be available from November in Europe.
Okay, brilliant. Next question's already in, and it's from Jonathan. What makes Panasonic TVs smarter than other makes?
Okay, well, we've shown you my home screen, which I think is a particular favourite of mine. So we'll show you perhaps something else. My home screen is about making smart, accessible and easy. Let me show you some of the kind of things we can do with our app, which is an app for your smartphone, for your Android smartphone, for your iOS smartphone, and allows you to control your TV with your phone. And the Air Remote 2.0 is free to download, which means you're getting a lot of extra to go with your TV. So here's a DT60, one of our best-selling TVs. Here is the Air Remote app, and at the moment it's just set up as a touchpad controller, which is quite nice, but it's not exactly revolutionary. I can press the apps button here, and we'll go to the apps page on the screen there. So you get the idea that you can use it as a remote control, which is nice, but we can also do a heck of a lot more. We can turn this into a keyboard. So whenever I'm browsing the internet, much easier to find things on there. I can turn it into a gamepad. So any of the games we've got on our Viera marketplace, I can use like so, rather than trying to use the traditional up, down, left and right on a remote control. And of course we've got swipe and share, which is my favorite demonstration. You can take photos, videos, music that you've got on your tablet and send them up to the screen. So let's have a look what images we've got. So let's take this image of the child here. We'll just swipe it up and it should appear on the screen. Let's have a look at that again. Okay. You might be communicating with a different screen at the moment. There we go, we've got it working. So there you can share your family photos, and then once they're up on the screen I can flick through them quite easily and you can see it changing as it changes here. It will change on the big screen. So swipe and share is a great way to share photos, but you can also use it for sending down TV signals. So you can watch one channel on the tablet whilst another on the screen, and perhaps we'll get into that one later on.
Okay, thank you, Michael. So really showing the smart capabilities of this year's range. The next question is in from Pierre. Can you demonstrate the touch pen more, and is it available on all models?
Okay, we can certainly demonstrate the touch pen. We go back to our artist friend. He's just creating something here for the young chap. So the touch pen, Pierre was also asking, is it available on all models? And the answer to that is no, it's not. It's actually unique to plasma TVs. So that's about a third of the TVs we do. So it is available for quite a few of them, not every TV. And the reason it's only available for plasma is because plasma, each pixel is individually controlled rather than having a backlight. So that means we can be precise with the pen, and it seems that our friend has turned himself into the Joker from Batman, so you can see how artistic it's possible to get. And all he's done there is he's grabbed a screen grab or a photo from here at the booth and started drawing over it. You could actually start drawing over a blank screen if you wanted to. So, to tell you which of these TVs are able to do that, it's quite straightforward. If I stand here, you can see a whole bunch of TVs up to the black area in the middle. All of these can do that because they're all plasma TVs. Panasonic have the widest range of top-end plasma TVs of any company on the market.
Okay, thank you, Michael. On to our next question. This one is from Natalie. What is swipe and share?
Well, swipe and share, as we've just seen, is sending up photos or music from the tablets to the screen. So perhaps we can have a look at another example. Remember our touch pen from a second ago? Well, as well as swiping photos up to the screen, what you can do is you can take a photo once you've finished and swipe it back down. And that means that, as you can see here, this image we've got of a customized TV screen where people will be scrolling on them. If you like the results, you can save it. So swipe and share works both ways. It's actually swipe and share, or equally it's swipe and save. You can save images that have been put up on the screen.
Right, brilliant, thank you, Michael. Right, our next question's in, and it's from Tim. Are your TVs suitable for visually impaired people?
That's a really interesting question, visually impaired people. So people who have trouble perhaps seeing some of the menus, some of the controls. And what we'll need here is maybe to find a TV where we've got a remote control.
You are, Michael?
Very good. Now these, I guess these menus may be in German, but we'll try and see and take a look. Yeah, here they are. So in the sound menus, you'll find an option, and I might not be able to find it because my German is a little bit rusty, where I think it's this one. Yeah, you can get it's a spiker here, you can get it to the TV to read out whatever's on the screen. Now, whether that's a menu like we've got here, or whether it's a website, you can see here, a web browser, or crucially, whether it's the TV guide. So it will read from the TV guide exactly what what's coming on, and of course that can change minute to minute. You can change the speed. So for people who are visually impaired, the TV will basically talk to you. So for instance here, when I stand here, you can see some of the text is quite small. This feature would then read that out to you.
Okay, Michael, next question. What is the best PDP panel available from Panasonic?
The best PDP panel, so the best plasma display panel, that's what PDP stands for. And it's this one that's highlighted here in the middle. As we come through the crowds, and you can see the ZT60. This is what we call our Studio Master panel. And this is a brand new plasma panel for this year, which has only one sheet of glass, so it's actually very hard to manufacture. There's very few companies in the world that can do this. And what that one sheet of glass means is that we're cutting down the reflections on the screen to an unprecedented level, and then the natural crispness of the blacks, the contrast level that you get with plasma can shine through because it's not encumbered by any extraneous reflections on the screen. So for the cinema enthusiasts, the ZT60 is an absolute must. And I would like one of these if anyone's thinking of buying me a present.
Okay, brilliant, Mike. And it's not just us saying this, Mike, is it? These panels win a lot of awards year after year.
I mean, we've got one printed here. It is the European Home Cinema TV of 2013-2014. So that's just one. I mean, type that name into Google and see the results you get.
One other thing I noticed, Mike, and it brings us nicely on to the next question, is this twin tuner.
Twin tuner, yes, we mentioned that a little bit when we were talking about swipe and share. So let's see it really in action. To get the full benefit, we've got a whole area, and you can see Twin Tuner has gathered a real crowd, and there's a good reason it's gathered a real crowd, because it's such a good feature. And I'm going to stand amongst the crowd because there's so many people here. We don't want to interrupt. But you can see here we're streaming one signal to the TV and sending another out to the small TV. So we've got two TVs on the go there. In fact, what we've got is, I think this is a recording of the Grand Prix, and we've got live here and playback there, or maybe vice versa. What Twin Tuner also allows you to do is, I'm just going to move across quickly. If you'd like to wave, you're live on the internet. Hey, there you go. So on the iPad here, you can watch one channel on the iPad whilst watching another on the TV. So our gentleman here is very kindly setting up the demonstration for us. So what we're going to do, so that everyone can see, rather than just me hogging the pad, what he's doing is he's starting one channel on the small TV whilst we continue to watch the Grand Prix uninterrupted here on the main screen.
So Michael, a really good feature for someone who has a TV in another room.
Absolutely, for a second room. So you can imagine we're watching the Grand Prix on the main set, and this is the only TV connection in the house. So this will then, if you wanted to watch the football on another screen here, you can stream this upstairs, even if you haven't got a connection upstairs in your house. So that's what Twin Tuner allows you to do. It's actually basketball, but I took a guess. And so we've got basketball and Formula One, same TV, two screens at the same time. So let me get out of these people's way, because I think they were enjoying. We're here in Germany, and I think probably Sebastian Vettel was winning, so we'll let them enjoy their moment in the sun.
Okay, thank you, Michael. Next question. Are you launching any new Blu-ray recorders at IFA?
We have got some new Blu-ray recorders. They're actually Blu-ray recorders for the German market, and so it depends where you are in Europe, particularly with products like recorders, where necessarily they will have a tuner built into them, and that means, oh, excuse me, young sir, there you go. Just
next,
make sure that I
Infotar.
didn't run over a young Panasonic fan. Yeah, with Blu-ray, it is really important that you check your local market, because obviously you want to record and play your own TV shows, and it's no good buying a model in Germany that has a German satellite tuner if you're going to use it in France on cable TV. Having said that, we've got some great features that are right across Europe. So here is one of our new German models, BST835. This is actually quite similar to, in the UK, people will know the BWT735. And what both of those TVs can do, and many of the other ones, both those Blu-ray recorders can do, and many of the others we make around Europe, is this feature, remote recording. So once again, I'll hunker down so you can see the iPad and the TV screen. And you can see now, this time with this app, the remote recording app, the app has turned into a TV guide. So I can scroll forward right into the night, and I will record the news on RTL 2 at 8 Uhr. So yeah, that's the extent of my German people. And it's now setting the recording. Now you're probably thinking that's not really that great a demo, because if I'm sat in my lounge I can just use the remote control. There you go, you can see it's turned red, it's set the recording. But the beauty of this is that this remote recording service works from wherever you are in the world. So you could be on your iPad here in Berlin and set a recording for your recorder back in London. And it will remotely, over the internet, set that channel to record. So you can be out thinking, oh gosh, I'm going to miss the news tonight. And there you go, you've recorded it straight away.
How long would I be able to record on a product like this, Michael?
Well, this is a 1 terabyte machine, so you can record up to 684 hours. So it's a huge amount of time. And some of you might be thinking, well, hang on, I've got a cable box or a satellite box that's 1 terabyte, and I can't get anywhere near 684 hours. And that's true, because most recording devices will only allow you to record native quality, so the quality that comes off the satellite or comes out of the cable wire. This one, you can choose to record in native quality, or you can use long play or extra long play and get up to 684 hours of HD. That's a unique thing that differentiates a Blu-ray recorder from a standard sort of set-top box. That, of course, and the fact that you can burn and play Blu-rays, which obviously you can't do on a cable box.
Okay, thank you, Michael. Right, next question is a bit related to where we are, but maybe where we've just been. Is the twin tuner in your TV satellite or terrestrial tuner?
Okay, that's a good question, and that's why I said check it out, because it will change depending on the territory. So, for example, we can talk authoritatively about the UK, and in the UK we have on our top-of-the-range WT65 LED TV, we have 2 free-view tuners, so 2 terrestrial HD tuners, 2 free sats, so that's high-definition satellite tuners, and of course an analog tuner, which isn't really used anymore. In other countries, I think some models in Germany have even 3 types of tuner, satellite and cable as well as terrestrial. So that's the kind of thing you need to check out where you are in the world.
Okay, thank you, Michael. Next question is from Adrian. Can you show me portable wireless speakers?
Absolutely we can. In fact, these gentlemen here have got them in their hands, and you can see they're demonstrating quite effectively the nice little carry case. So if I pick one of these up, you can see this is the SCNA10. Very small, very lightweight, very portable, quite stylish as well, especially when you add these carry cases. And the beauty of these is that they are, as Neil said, wireless. So you can set them up. Although we've got this wire here, don't be confused, this is just for security. This is just to stop people taking them out of the show. Absolutely wireless. You would set it up and it will play from your phone, from your tablet, your music, actually through Bluetooth on this model.
What about out and about? How do I charge my phone?
How do you charge them? Well, what you can do with this is that in the side here, we've got USB plug. So you can use the USB plug here to put in a USB charger. So if your phone's running a bit low on battery, you can use the extended battery life on here, which is a 20-hour battery life. And you can see from the size of it, it's much bigger than any phone, so it's going to have bigger batteries than any phone. So you can use it to power your phone whilst it's sending music down. So it's an incredibly clever bit of kit. I'll just show you one more actually. Very similar thing. The young ladies here are demonstrating very nicely. The NA30, which is the same concept but with a larger speaker and a bigger bass sound. And you girls have been listening to it all day. How does it sound? Does it sound good? Does the NA30 sound good? Pretty good. And they're actually also using, let me show you this, the new Panasonic music streaming app. So this will select your music from a tablet, from a phone, and pick the best way for it to go down to your device. So you don't have to be an expert on Wi-Fi, on Bluetooth. You might want to put this back. There we go. I've done it. There you go. Thank you, I'll leave you alone. You can select your song and it will decide for you what's the best way to stream it to the wireless device.
Okay, Michael, just before we move on to our next question, I'd like to encourage everybody to continue to send in questions in. As you can see, we get them live here on the floor, and obviously we have our expert backstage at hashtag Panasonic IFA expert. So please continue to send them in. You'll also have the opportunity to win the camera Michael is walking around in. Michael, our next question is from Victor. What is the difference between LED and plasma, and which one is best?
Okay, well let's go across again to see the display. As we do that, keep an eye over to the right hand side. You'll see one of the presentations we mentioned earlier on. Our presenter Chris is showing my home screen in German language presentation. And as we move across, you're going to see our full range again, starting from the right with plasma and going to LED. Now, the question of which is best really depends on, well, what do you want to do with it? I said earlier on that this is my favourite TV at the show, and this is the one I would buy if I could. In fact, I own a plasma. I own a slightly older version of this one, so a very nice set, and I'm very happy with it. And that's because I'm a bit of a cinema fan, and I also have just the one TV in my main room, and I can control the light quite well in there, so I can get a very rich, dark cinema experience, really involving. And also I watch a lot of sport, so fast moving action is important for me, and that's where plasma comes into its own. Now, if I was looking for a TV maybe for a brighter room, so for instance, some friends of mine have their TV in what we call in the UK a conservatory, or you might call a sunroom, a room where there's lots of big glass windows. Now that might cause a problem with plasma because on LED you've got a much higher level of brightness. And the other thing you can notice straight away with LED is the design of them. They are incredibly slimline, very desirable, and they have almost no bezel. So by bezel we mean the frame that's going around the edge. So from a design point of view you might prefer LED as well. And I'll just throw one other factor in there. The Smart Viera IPS Alpha, particularly the IPS panel I should say, which is all of these panels, is very, very energy efficient. A double plus energy rating on many of these TVs, which unfortunately we can't quite achieve on plasma. So if energy consumption is a big concern for you, perhaps LED would be the way to go. So I would say plasma, someone else might say LED, but the great thing is with Panasonic, as I pull back, you can see we have a full range of both types. Hello sir, how are you? No, you're fine, you carry on.
Okay, thank you Michael. Okay, Michael, you've talked a lot about LED. Our next question is from Stuart. Are Panasonic displaying OLED displays?
Are we displaying OLED? Yeah, we talked a lot about LED. We've shown you a 4K LED. We've shown you a bit of plasma, we talked about that. And we've also got the third new technology, which is OLED. And you can see it perhaps as I'm walking in. We've got it in a special little display area. Now, this is actually a prototype we're showing here. We're not showing a final sample, so don't expect to see Panasonic OLED in the shop in the next couple of months. But the process we're working on, we're very excited about, because OLED has lots of great advantages. You remember I was talking about plasma versus LED a second ago? Well, basically, it's like the best of both of them. It's the picture quality, the richness, the smooth motion of a plasma, with the slimness and the energy consumption and the style of an LED. So you can understand why people are very keen to get OLED up and running, and in fact some companies are in fact showing OLED screens. What Panasonic are very keen on doing, however, is making sure that OLED is an actual viable long-term product. So a product that's affordable, that's reliable, that meets everything you would expect from Panasonic. And because of that, we're concentrating on a new manufacturing process which is called RGB printing, which is this new process we're talking about here. It may be very difficult to read this on the screen. But once we've perfected this, we believe this will take OLED to new levels of affordability and mainstream acceptance. So keep your eyes out for this in the future. But Panasonic are committed to absolutely developing this.
And a very busy area again, Michael.
Yeah, we better get out of people's way to let them see all the great products.
Okay, so our next question is, what connections are there on the 4K TV?
Connectivity is a huge thing, and actually this is where the Panasonic scores above almost any other 4K TV on the market right now, because what we have is things like HDMI 2.0. In fact, we're the first and as of today only model with HDMI 2.0. So these HDMI sockets here, they're ready for the next generation of Blu-ray. The other exciting connection we have is display ports, and you can see here the racing car we talked about earlier, the young chaps enjoying a little game. Perhaps I'll just come down here, and I won't interrupt the game too much. But this is made possible, PC gaming, by DisplayPort 1.2a, and that allows connection from a high-end Apple Mac or high-end gaming PC with a top graphics card to deliver not just 4K pictures, but 4K pictures in 60 frames progressive. So this racing game the young lad's enjoying here is ultra smooth as well as ultra detailed. Some of you may know DisplayPorts under the Apple Mac name, which is Thunderbolt connection, but it's the top-end connection for 4K in the PC and Mac world.
Okay, Mike, we've probably got time for one more question. 4K is a big thing at IFA. What about filming in 4K?
Absolutely. Well, one thing that's important to say is that people worry about what am I going to be able to watch in 4K, and actually virtually all digital films that are being made these days are being made in 4K resolution or perhaps even higher, because they are already using 4K as the standard in the cinema. And here is, for instance, a prototype of a Panasonic 4K camcorder. So we're hoping to bring this kind of thing into the domestic mainstream as well as for professionals. But what that means, as well as being able to deliver great camcorder footage like this is our little Jurassic Park scene here, it also means that lots of the films that are already out there, it's incredibly easy to remaster them, re-encode them, put them down onto a disc in 4K. So as soon as there is a 4K Blu-ray standard, remember the TV's already ready because of HDMI 2.0, and the films are already ready because they're made in 4K or above, so there'll be lots of content ready to go for people to enjoy.
Okay, Michael, we're just coming to the end of our session, so there was one question earlier on that we couldn't help with, if you remember. It was from Jan. Can you play Project Cars yet?
Well, may have seen that I've got a huge backpack on, so that's not going to work for me.
Let's see how close we can get to this, Mike. I'm sure we can get in and give Jan exactly what he's after.
I won't interrupt the young guy's game, but perhaps I'll get in the passenger side. Excuse me. Thank you very much. Entschuldigung bitte. Thank you. So let's see if we can get the experience. I'm going to put my head through, and you can see that's as close as we can get without forcing the young chap off his stride. And I think he's been queuing for a long time, so he deserves to have his bit of fun.
Okay, thank you, Michael. Right, myself and Michael have a session tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Jan, sorry we couldn't really get into the car at this precise moment, but if you resubmit your question or join us at 10 o'clock, we will open the session in the car. Can't do a lot better than that. So Michael, again another busy day at IFA. You've done a brilliant job being our Infotar. I think there's only one thing left for us to say.
Bye.
Bye.